What the heck? There was nothing there. Those were just tulips. No, that's not where we are.
Amazon CEO Andy Jassy says artificial intelligence will lead to a reduction of its corporate workforce.
Here even faster than I'd imagined back in 2019 and 2020.
India's IT sector just posted one of its quietest hiring years on record and the loudest AI boom in its history, both at the exact same time. That's not a typo, and there is a valid reason for this.
At a time when AI is expected to reduce hiring, some of the world's biggest IT companies are actually hiring more people in India. Capgemini, Cognizant, and EPM Systems have all increased headcount in India.
The industry that once hired in lakhs is now hiring in thousands, and the same companies cutting jobs are now pouring billions of dollars into AI. So here's a question nobody seems to be asking. AI is not coming for every job at once. It's coming for specific jobs. Knowing those details makes or breaks your career. Which ones are those?
You can say, when is AI so good that something like a telesales job or telesupport job?
Here's a strange thing about the AI story. Everyone is telling you two opposite versions at once. Story 1, AI is taking Indian jobs. News headlines is full of layoffs, hiring freezes, and generation of graduates sitting at home. Story 2, AI is creating jobs in India. Global companies are setting up massive tech centers here. It's hiring engineers and data scientists faster than they can sign them. How can two opposite stories be true at the same time? The fact is, both stories are true, and that's exactly why most people are confused. But here's the most interesting part. These are not two separate things happening to different people. They're one single process. So why does the companies do this, and where are they heading to? Jobs are not simply disappearing. They are being resorted within the same industry, sometimes even within the same company on the very same day. So the real question is not, will AI destroy jobs? The real question is, which jobs is AI destroying first, and who decides it? When a company does layoffs, we imagine a boardroom drawing a line. These people stay, these people go. Random, brutal, impersonal. But that's not how it actually works. Layoffs are never random. They follow a hidden priority list, a logic that existed long before AI showed up. Here it is. When a company decides who goes first, it quietly asks one question about every single role. Not how hard do you work, not how loyal you are, but can this job be written down as a clear instruction? Because if a job can be written down, a machine can eventually read that instruction. And here is a reason why that matters. A machine that reads instructions never asks for a rise, never takes leaves, and never makes the same mistake twice. So what exactly is happening here? AI isn't replacing people, it's replacing jobs that could be reduced to instructions. And the closer your job is to an instruction manual, the closer you are to the front of the line. Let that sink for a moment. The closer your job is to an instruction manual, the closer you are to the front of the line. So if AI follows a priority list, who's at the top? Here's where the story gets strategically fascinating, because the jobs going first are the ones that feel the safest to you. Let me explain. Those jobs are stable, repeatable, and predictable, and that's precisely the problem. Predictable is the first thing a machine learns. Let me make this very clear to you. Imagine two friends who graduated from the same college the same year. One joins a big IT services company as a Java fresher. His job is writing simple repetitive code. It's the same code, slightly different for every project. Friend 2 joins the same company on the client-facing team. Her job is messy. A client is unhappy, the requirements keep changing, and she has to sit with the client CEO and explain why the project slipped and what's the solution for it. Nobody can write down that as a checklist. Now here's a brutal part. Friend 1's job is the one AI learned first. Not because he was bad at it, but his work became a repeatable set of instructions. The machine copied him easily. So first in line, the rule followers. The Java fresher writing the same CRUD app for the 4th time. Next in line, the bank clerk typing loan applications into a form. The call center agent reading a refund script. Press 1 for billing, the junior copywriter producing first drafts, the tester clicking the same buttons and same boxes for eternity. Trust me, none of these people are bad at their jobs. That's a part that stings. They are being replaced because of one simple reason. They were good enough that their work became instructions. And here's a critical context that most people miss.
The slowdown has been particularly visible in entry-level hiring. IT services companies, traditionally among the largest recruiters of fresh graduates, have reduced campus hiring and are increasingly prioritizing.
This is exactly why fresher hiring has frozen. Companies did not stop needing to work. They stopped needing people to do the work. And entry-level jobs have a big problem. They are disappearing forever and fast. The entry-level job was the most instruction-like job in the building, so the machine learned it first. And one more interesting thing adds to this. The salary paradox. The person who earns the most often feels the safest. But the highest paid roles being cut are middle managers whose job is coordination. They are in danger, because they're only scheduling meetings, relying updates and checking on people. That's not judgment, that's a calendar, and a calendar is an instruction. But there is a twist in the story, and this is where it gets really fascinating, because if AI can read instructions, then the jobs that survive are the ones that can be written down. So what does that kind of a job look like? 3 things. Number 1, it needs judgment. When the answer is not in the manual, when the machine gives you 3 options and none of them are right, someone has to decide which one to go with. For example, a doctor reading an unusual scan, a lawyer reading a messy contract, an engineer deciding which of the 3 bad trade is the worst. Number 2, a job which needs trust. When a client is paying lakhs and wants a human who is accountable, a name, a face, a person who owns the outcome if it goes wrong. Let me ask you this. If the AI gives wrong advice and loses a client's money, who gets fired? Nobody can fire the software. That's the point. Number 3, the one with the ability to manage AI, to know what to ask the machine, what to ignore, and what if the machine fails, the ability and the knowledge to sort it out. This is why global companies are hiring more in India. Even as Indian IT services are cutting on headcount, they are not hiring instruction followers.
India is fast becoming a key arena for global tech giants who are doubling down on artificial intelligence. Amazon has announced a sweeping $35 billion investment plan through 2030.
They're hiring people who can sit above the machine and direct it. So the same wave that's deleting the entry-level job is creating a premium job right above it. The resorting has winners and losers, and the dividing line is one simple test. So where does this leave us? Let's zoom out, because this is bigger than any single job. People keep waiting for things to go back to normal. They think of AI as a bad session that will pass. They think it's like a slowdown or hiring freeze that thaws. But this is not a cycle. A cycle means the wheel turns and comes back. Those jobs weren't paused, they were removed from the economy. For the last 2 decades, India's entire economic story was built on one single engine. Young people fresh out of college earning a job that could be written down, doing it cheaply and well. That was the deal. That's what made India the back office of the world. AI doesn't break that deal gradually. It breaks the logic of the deal. Cheap instruction following is no longer an advantage, because now the instruction follower is free and it's called software. That's not an incremental improvement. This is a structural shift in how India works. And this shift is happening faster than our education system, our families, and our expectations can keep up. Now, if there is a student in your life, a younger sibling, a cousin, your own child about to pick a college course, here's a question that I want you to sit with. What would you actually tell them to study? If you're honest, you already know the answer is in the same thing everyone else studied. That's a resorting showing up in your own living room. That's how close it is. So here's a question you should be actually asking. It's not, will AI take my job, but which side of the line is my job on? And I want to give you a simple solution to answer that question, not just a reason to worry. 3 questions, write them down if you're serious. Can my day-to-day work be written down as a clear set of instruction? Be honest. If a smart intern could do 80% of your work by following a manual, you are at risk. And you need a plan, not a panic. Number 2, does my job require me to be accountable? This is the most important part because softwares cannot be held accountable for mistakes. While executing a task, if your answer being wrong is expensive, that's your protection. Machines don't take the blame. Humans do, you do. Number 3, am I learning to sit above the machine or am I competing with it? The highest paid people in this new economy don't do the work. They direct the thing doing the work. Now these 3 questions are your lifeline, not your job title, not your industry, and not your degree. Just those 3 questions. Here's the uncomfortable truth of this briefing. The safest job in 2026 is not the most technical one. It's the one a machine cannot be held accountable for. Because software can follow instructions, software can generate answers, but software cannot take responsibility. And as long as companies need someone to own the outcome, they will need a human. Now, I told you accountability is the thing that protects you. Some of you will read that as comforting, and some of you will call it a cope. You'll say companies will fire the accountable person too, and you might be right. Tell me in the comments, is being accountable a real moat? A real wall that protects your job? Or is it just a nicer way of saying you'll be the last one to get fired? The question is not whether AI can do your job. The real question is whether AI can answer for your job. We are a brand new channel and we are trying to build a community here that actually understands the intersections of business and technology. If you found value in this or learned something new, please consider subscribing. Drop your job title in the comments and tell me which side of the line you land on. I read every single one of them. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next briefing.